All right, man. Welcome to Situations with Moon. And when you get with Moon, we're in a situation, bro. And we talk about things we want to talk about. We talk about things we need to talk about. Majority of my thing, man, is about um, a lot to do with this prison system, a lot to do with family, a lot to do with the streets. A lot of times people ask me, they say, well, why do you out of prison, why do you talk about prison? You in the streets, why you still, talking about the streets, why you glorify the streets? Um, I'm not glorifying the streets. Um, I, I don't regret, um, anything that I've been through, but you couldn't pay me $1 million to go through it again. You know what I mean? So I feel that because, I am a product of my environment, I am a target in this country, in my environments. And I believe that I got a right to speak out against it in this country, in my environments, and around this world. So, I want to talk to y'all about the prison system, the justice system. I want to talk to you about my case. And I want to show you the kind of games that they play in the system where, with all of the stuff that's going on in the world, they grab us and get us in there, and they go through hell and hot water, bro. They go through extents, to make us look bad. So I was convicted of murder. This is my adult conviction, not my juvenile murder convictions. And what happened was a situation happened with two guys. A chase ended up going on. So the situation happened, and a guy started chasing a guy. The police are on a disorderly code, disorderly conduct code. So my case, happened on Georgia Avenue. And so this guy's running up Georgia Avenue. Police are on the side street on a disorderly conduct code. They hear the guy screaming for help running. They see a guy chasing him. They see a car pacing behind it too. They say that it caught their attention because the car was on the wrong side of the street going up Georgia Avenue. It was like 11, 12 o'clock at night on Georgia Avenue, and they saying there's no traffic. And that this car is pacing behind the two guys going up Georgia Avenue. So they get into their cars, they come out to Georgia Avenue, and they're both in two separate cars. They come out to Georgia Avenue, they join in pursuit. They say they saw the guy running. He turned into the gas station because the car boxed him off. So they say the car turned in front of him, which made him run into the gas station. Person ran up behind him, stabbed him to death and killed him. As he's killing him, the police are right there. So they get out the car and say, freeze, don't move, police. The guy walks to the car that was supposedly pacing behind him. He walks to the car. He goes to the driver's door. This is what the transcript said. He goes to the driver's door. He got his hand on the roof of the car. He grabs the driver's door. He opens the driver's door. He go to get in. Car pulled in front of the car. Police car pulling back of the car. Now, as you're going up Georgia Avenue, when you turn on the street, it's directly right there on the corner. So you only like a car's left right there. So the police car's actually halfway in the Georgia Avenue, boxing this car. When the police box the car and they say that this guy, he then runs around to the passenger side with his hand coming from the hood, down the curve, around the hood of the car. to the passenger door. He opens the passenger door. They jump out with the guns. He takes off running toward Georgia Avenue. They chase him. He gets away. Okay. When ambulance and stuff get there and the police right there, they got to give a report. They give a report. They say the guy was dark brown, about 40 years old. And you got to remember, at the time, I'm 18. So they do a photo array, like the next day. They show the officers a photo array with 9 pictures in it. One of the officers say, that's the guy right there. That was his identification. He pointed to a picture that wasn't mine. He identified somebody else. He said, that's the guy right there. Wasn't my picture. Okay. They show the other officer a picture. He says, that's the guy my partner was chasing right there. He don't identify. He identified somebody else. When the guy was killed, he ran into the gas station. He ran to the booth where, you go to pay for the gas. And this, is not one of the ones where you could go inside the store. It just got the little silver tray that you pull out. So, of course, there's a door where the worker got to come in to go in there, but there's no door for the public to go in. So he's banging on the glass. Let me in. Guy run up, kill him right there in front of the glass. Then go to the person who was working in the booth that night, and he says, I didn't see anything. The next day they go up there, he said, I didn't see anything. 2 days later, he calls the prosecutor. He said, after talking to his mother and his supervisor, he wanted to come down there and tell what he saw. So he goes down there. He tells them what he saw. They show him a photo array. Well, I picture him. He don't identify nobody. They show him 9 pictures, 3 different times, right? 27 pictures. He'll identify it. They take him a second time on a different day. He'll identify it. They tell him that he's lying. When they think he's lying, they take him over to another thing. They want to put him on a lie detector test. Before they put him on a lie detector test, they asked him, like, where you from? He was like, my roots from Carolina. The detective was like, I'm from Carolina, we're Southern boys, we stick together, man, So then they're talking, was in a room with them for 45 minutes with no cameras, no recorders. And after 45 minutes, they come out of a room with him. So when they took him down there the first 2 or 3 times, and they showed him 9 photos, 3 different times on each day. So one day, 3 different times, another day, 3 different times, another day, 3 different times. So you have 3 different stacks of pictures. And there's 9 pictures in each stack. And 1 picture in each stack. Nobody else pictures in every stack. My picture is the only picture in every stack, right? So now they tell him he lying. They think he knows somebody. They think he recognized somebody. And these are the words they use. We think you recognize somebody. We know you know something. You lying now. We're going to get you now. You know what's going on. They spooked him. He said, okay. They show him a photo array. He get my picture. He looking. They say, why are you looking at that picture like that? He said, I'm just looking at it. They're like, okay, he don't identify nobody. He looking through another stack. He get to my picture. He looking at the picture. They like, why you looking at that picture like that? He like, I'm just looking at it. So when he get to the last stack, he get to my picture. They say, why do you keep looking at this picture? And he said, well, he looks kind of familiar. It could be him, and it might be him. And they say, positive identification. Boom, we're going to trial. He the star witness of the show. All right. I'm fighting to get my case dismissed because the two police officers identified somebody else, and your eyewitness said that it could be him. It kind of looks like him. He looked familiar. I seen him somewhere before. This is your evidence right now. You have they got 20, they got a bunch of witnesses, 30 some where they got a bunch of witnesses, and all of them saying different things. So your case looking crazy. When the police got to court and got on the stand, the police officer said, when he showed me the photo array, I just picked anybody. Now, these is exact words. This isn't a transcript. You can look my case up, this one out there. Look this up. He said, when he showed me the photo array, I just picked anybody. He said, told him before he showed me the photo that couldn't identify anybody. But they told me they just wanted me to look, and so I just picked anybody. Both of them said that. Now, we get to the eyewitness. Yeah. My lawyer is talking to him about this lie detector test. He took this lie detector test, and what the prosecutor did is, when they did their opening arguments, they said that the defense is going to try to say that these witnesses are inconsistent and all of this stuff, but we're going to show you that this guy took a lie detector test to prove that he's telling the truth, that is wrong. So as I'm going through this trial, and I'm trying to get this trial thrown out from the police statements and this eyewitness, they're not doing it. They take me to court. So I'm in trial. While I'm in trial, they are allowing them to cover up what they're doing, fix their language and what they're saying, and handicapping me. I can't do shit. I'm sitting right here looking crazy as shit because I know the truth. But the jury sitting right here don't know the truth. They done redacted this whole damn trial. There's so much stuff they done took out to, make the police look truthful. So anyway, I'm found guilty. I go through the trial. I get found guilty. When they found me guilty, I already know I was railroaded, right? It's a kangaroo court, you know what I'm saying? I already know it's some bullshit, but this when your journey grade begins. You got in that law library and you got to fight. And I, at the time being so young going there, I don't really know how to fight. I know where they did me wrong at, but I don't really know how to fight. And so when I went there, I was afraid to talk to people about my case. There's so many people they try to go over, bro. They'll throw you under the bus, you know what I'm saying? And I was afraid to talk to people about my case because even if you're innocent, a person will go in there and say you did it, you told them you did it, and then fuck up your chances of coming home. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't talking to people about my case, so I ain't really, know how to fight my case. I got in the law library and I started fighting my case, and I'm just searching, bro. I'm just searching for shit. I'm just searching. So one day, it was only from Benning Road. And the star witness in this case, I took a lie detector test. And when the witness was on the stand, his lawyer said, you're lying. And the witness said, I'm not lying. I took a lie detector test to prove I'm telling the truth. So when he got found guilty, he fought on appeals that they used the lie detector test against him. At this time, I'm not even thinking about using a lie detector test. They done bought a bunch of drug addicts, people with hidden agendas. They done bought all. So I'm trying to fight character witnesses and stuff I already know yet. So, in the process of me sitting in this trial and trying to figure out what I'm fighting, I'm reading my case over and over and over and over and over. So one day, man, I'm talking and I'm like, Brian, he's like, man, they just denied my appeals. I'm like, but they denied your appeals for it. It's like, man, a lie detector test. I'm like, lie detector test. So I'm like, you took a lie detector test? Be like, no, the witness took a lie detector test. For real? And go and look his case up. When I look his case up, his case got denied because they said his lawyer opened the door for the lie detector test to come in. Now, in my trial, the prosecutor opened up arguments is about the lie detector test. His whole trial is about the lie detector test, and his closing arguments is about the lie detector test. We're trying to prevent the lie detector test from coming in because it's all bullshit. But hold up. Before I go there, let me tell you about the lie detector test. Let me tell you how they worked me on that. I had a lawyer, and I told the lawyer, filed on the lie detector test. He tell me he want to do something else. I ain't gonna say his name, but he a bitch, Mo. He made me mad as shit because I said, bro, if they deny him because his lawyer opened the door, they gotta give it to me. The prosecutor opened the door. Like, how the hell was that not law? He got denied because his lawyer did it. My lawyer didn't do it. The prosecutor did it, so that gotta be. So anyway, that's when I filed, and I got back on appeals. So boom, I got a new trial. Check this shit out. When the dude took the lie detector test, the police said that he showed deception on one picture. And they said that when they showed him the 9 pictures, and he kept saying he didn't know who it was. And remember, he went the first time, the second time, third time. Then they took him over to some building, took him in the room for 45 minutes, brought him back out the room, and this when all of this stuff started. When we going back into the phase of going back to trial, they said that this witness showed deception on one picture. So every time they showed him these 9 pictures, she showed deception on one picture. This is what they based their trial about. So we got an expert to go in there and do the results and look at the results and see what the results was of the lie detector test, because we asked them to turn it over. And we need to know what these results are. What did it say when he got in my picture? The results came back that he showed deception on several pictures, some of them higher than mine. So we like, oh, I keep telling you he showed deception on one picture. He showed deception on several pictures, some of them higher than mine. They tell me what the courts did. I'm in the retrial now. And in the courts, I got found guilty. They reversed my conviction. I'm going back to trial. Now, I never got out of jail. I'm still in prison, right? I'm going back to trial. What the courts did was they said that they said that the results of the lie detector test would not be admitted. So they can't use the results of the lie detector test, and so that way I can't use the expert to talk about the results of the lie detector test. So they just X me out with my expert, right? Okay. This is what they did. They said, we're going to go to trial again. Now, mind you, my conviction got reversed because voice stress analyzer, what they called it, which is a lie detector test. They call it a voice stress analyzer. My case was reversed because it's inadmissible in a court of law. And you cannot use the lie detector test in a court of law. If you locked up and a lie detector test was using your case and you go to look your case up, my case going to pop up. And my case going to be one of the #1 cases, probably the first case to pop up for that lie detector test shit. So let me tell you how they work. So when I get back to court, they say that the results can't come in. They're going to allow the lie detector test to come in, but not the results. So boom, the witness get on the stand and they like, so what happened? He like, yeah, I was at work and the guy came up banging on the window and he telling the story. He said, now it's distinctive things about me. All right, a birthmark on the side of my face. My birthmark, it stands out. If anybody see me, my birthmark stands out. The guy said that I was in a well-lit area 2 to 3 feet away from him. He saw the left side of my face for 45 seconds. And I had no marks or scars on my face. I had no distinctive marks on my face or nothing. This is his statement. So anyway, when we get to trial, they like, what happened? He's like, I was there, the guy was banging on the window, this and that and that. He was asking me to let him in. I couldn't let him in. It's against policy, you know. Then the guy killed, I was scared to go down there first, I saw him, but, and it was like, well, did you, it was like, I saw the left side of his face for 45 seconds. He ain't had no marks or scars. So while we're trying to get on that point, the prosecutor thing is like, okay, cool. You saw this You saw that. And then you took a lie detector test. And when they showed you the photos, you said you didn't know nobody. You didn't see anybody. You didn't recognize anybody. And you were showed the photo again. You didn't recognize anybody. There was a third time. You didn't recognize anybody. There was a fourth time. And they took you in a room. And they took you in there with no cameras or recorders for 45 minutes. Why? Oh, I was, afraid. I was scared of being labeled a snitch. I didn't want my name in the papers. They just had to, calm me down. So they was like, the detectives like, we had to just assure him he was safe. He was all right. And he come back out, he like, and I promised my mom and my supervisor that I was going to do the right thing. And so, that's why I decided to go down there. It was like, and then you made identification. He was like, yeah, they was like, and you were put on the lie detector test, right? He was like, yeah. And you knew if you were caught lying that you would be in trouble. It's like, yeah. So you made identification. He was like, yeah. They was like, no further questions. I'm the only person said he. So I'm like, damn, well, it's a whole trial mystery right here. They're like, guilty. I'm like, again, bro, for the same thing. You just found me guilty the second time for the same shit, bro. This murder, bro. This ain't no motherfucker jaywalking charge. You know what I'm saying? So now, say how they work me again. So remember, I filed for appeal. They reversed my conviction for a new trial. So I had a mistrial, was found guilty. They reversed my conviction, I had a mistrial. And then I went back again, I was found guilty. I had a co-defendant the first one. Well, Mo was my co-defendant, but he got found not guilty. He was the one driving the car. He was the aide and abettor. They the one said he was the one that was driving the car that brought the guy into the gas station. He beat it. So I'm found guilty the second time. All right, it's a case called Martinez versus Arizona. And Martinez lawyer and my lawyer was in cahoots because both of us was going to the Supreme Court. Now, the thing about it with me was the second time that I got found guilty, I had a lawyer that drew me. It was some personal stuff going on with him. And my brother, my brother, was dealing with a dude, and it was a little fallout, and the dude was dealing with the lawyer, and I don't know this like that, you know what I'm saying? I ended up getting a lawyer because he's a bad motherfucker, and he beating shit, you know what I'm saying? So I go and get him, and the whole time there's a little bit of friction going on, and this lawyer threw me. So I ain't know shit was at the level that is at. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really know that like that. So I know that this lawyer throwing me, I'm not understanding where I'm getting this motherfucker top dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm giving this motherfucker that bag. And so I don't even really understand what's going on. And like, when I went to trial, I always had the best of the lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Like, Francis Dodd, Toronto, Bernard Grimm. You know what I'm saying? And Gail Harris. It's a lot of lawyers that I had, bro, that was like some good lawyers. But this motherfucker that I had, I ain't gonna say his name because it might open the door to a lot of other shit, but this motherfucker was a bad motherfucker, and he threw me for this motherfucker. So I'm on appeals again. And basically they trying to say that the appeals court done told me don't come back over there no more. They basically got my last shit said, click this shit and get the fuck on, don't come back no more. You didn't have for everything. Don't come back over here. You don't got no more chances in our court. I'm like, shit, I ain't no motherfucking way. Like, hell no. So I'm mad because at this moment, shit really real. You can't beat nobody up. So I'm going to the Supreme Court. So I get a lawyer, black dude. I ain't racist, don't get it wrong, but black lawyer, when you get locked up, it's always about the Jewish lawyers or these high-profile, hot-shot attorneys. But I had a black dude. He was fighting like hell for it. So I get to the Supreme Court. It's a guy from Arizona named Martinez. And we had the same issues. And so basically going to the Supreme Court, they basically telling me like, my case is complex. I got a lot of issues. I probably got more issues than him. They call it the Solicitor General. It's like prosecuting the Supreme Court, like Solicitor General, whatever they call him. So basically what he telling my lawyer is like, listen, give you a deal. You can go file your case now. And if you lose, it's over for you. It's the Supreme Court, you out. Or you can let Martinez go. If he win, you win. If he lose, you get a chance to file your case. I agree. Bet. I let Martinez go. He won. Martinez won. So that means I'm in a unit, man. Motherfuckers calling me. Hey, man, what the fuck? I'm in the room hitting the J. Hey, man, niggas keep calling me. What the fuck, the warden is or something? I go look out the door. Now, mind you, in the pen. Never been in the FCI or medium or low. You know, no disrespect to nothing. You got great men in there. I was trying my best to get dead. I was trying hard as shit to get to FCI or medium or something, but I never made it, bro. So I'm in this motherfucking dumbass pen. I'm stuck. I'm trapped in this motherfucker. I'm just smoking. I hear a bunch of niggas screaming out, but now they sound like they cheating and shit. What is the Cowboys? I'm a Cowboy fan. It's the latest. It's called, what the fuck going on, right? I go out here and look. And they like, Mo Martinez won. I'm standing there stunned, like, oh, I'm about to go home. I'm like, oh, I won. Next thing I call my lawyer. He like, man, let me check some shit out, see what's going on. Well, I bet he get on top of it. Then when I got back on appeals, they reversed my conviction. I had to wait for the judgment to come down. I forgot what they call it, but when you get, like, when they reverse your conviction or when they, you know, do a law, when they make a law, like, your shit got reversed, they got to write an opinion. And it can take up to 18 months because it's going to be the law. Everybody in America going to be able to go by this law. You know what I mean? So they got to do an opinion. So I had to wait for my conviction got reversed. I had to wait for the opinion for me to go back to court and all that. So he telling me, you know, you got to wait on the opinion. I ain't tripping. Happy as a motherfucker. Fuck that. I'm ready to go home. The opinion come down. It apply to federal prisoners only. I'm not a federal prisoner. I'm a DCMA. So it wiped me out. And I agreed to go with him. And if he went, I won. He won. So they threw my right away. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I lost. So, you know, basically the thing that I'm saying is when you go through this justice system, bro, they not right there trying to make sure shit go right. They need a conviction because they get money for you every day. I'm not exactly sure the price. At one point, it was like $69 a day per inmate. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look at how many prisons they build every day around America. Building them. You know what I mean? So when you think about the justice system, you know what I'm saying, in America, I want you to look at that. I want you to look at the justice system. I want you to look at my case. If you locked up in jail right now, you know, you fighting a murder charge. And I'm not sitting there trying to justify murder. A lot of, you know, loved ones been lost to murder. I lost loved ones to murder. You know what I'm saying? But I don't wish prison on nobody. I believe that we do need law and order in the world. But if you locked up and you fighting a lie detector test, you know, from an eyewitness or, you know, anybody, look my case up, take notes, you know what I'm saying? I fought hard. And when you look my case up, it's going to show you about my conviction got reversed. It's going to show you other about I got. They're not going to tell you the other stuff that I just told you. And when you fighting your case and you look at your case on the computer and you going to see they left half of your goddamn trial out of there too. So the people really don't even know what they doing to you in there. So just stay woke. You know what I'm saying? Smooth.